Okay, so today I'm just going to do a quick little video about my two Yamaha four-wheelers. I guess it'll be a little review, I guess you could say. I'll talk about my experience I've had with them, what I've had to do, and I'll show you some of the features and little quirks they have. So yeah, I've had a pretty love-hate relationship with these. It's more love than hate, though. I mean, these things are awesome. I mean, you just can't beat a Yamaha. But I guess I will go ahead and start with this one, because I got this one first. So this one, when I got it, it was blue, and the blue was faded horribly. I mean, the plastic was pitted, and it was terrible. And I was gonna repaint it blue. However, I went to I don't remember what store, and they had a sale on yellow paint. So I figured, why not? So I got the yellow paint and I painted it yellow. So I got this one in September of 2019, so I've had it for seven or 8 months now. Maybe about 9 months, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. This one, when I got it, it needed a new battery. It had to be jumped, and it wasn't really an issue to the guy who was selling it, it didn't seem, but it idled like ridiculously high. So I needed to adjust the idle on the carburetor, and I actually took apart and cleaned the carburetor because it ran a little rough too. It runs really good now. It does occasionally. Well, I guess not really occasionally. It has before, I should say. It had a problem once riding where the throttle kind of just like stopped working, and it was just revving really high. Never quite figured out what that ended up being, but I don't know. It seemed to fix itself, and it hasn't come back. So let me turn the brightness up a little bit. There you go. So yeah, I painted it yellow, and I got these Yamaha stickers, and I put them on here since I kind of there wasn't much left that said Yamaha except for on the seat. And when I got this, in the picture, I got it on Craigslist, and in the picture, the for sale sign was covering up this, and I'll show you on this one. It's supposed to have this cover here that and this is actually the air cleaner under here, and that cover was completely missing. So I made this cover out of, I don't even know what in the heck it was, but I cut it and painted it, and it looks okay. And the original air cleaner assembly is missing, so it has one of these uni filters on it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So, I mean, it works pretty well, I guess. I don't know what is going on with my camera. Sorry about that. I can't start this one up today because it has a bad battery in it. Again, I'll explain that in a minute. But actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, this did not have a battery in it when I got it. So, yeah. If I want to start it, I have to push start it right now or jump it. But I never jump it. I just push start it because this little 80cc engine is really easy to push start. Just put it in gear and just turn the wheel, pick it up and drop it and push it. It's pretty easy. It's about all I can think of for this one. Let me think. Well, I changed the oil too, if you know, no big deal. Now, the weird thing about this one is there was two models of these. There was one with a headlight and one without a headlight. This one is like, it's like the basic model. It doesn't have a headlight or a taillight. And I found that kind of weird because all the ones I'd ever seen had a headlight and taillight. So that was just kind of weird to me. But that's pretty much it for this one. So I'll go ahead and move on to this one now. So this is my main one here. This is a 1985 Yamaha Moto 480cc. I don't know if I mentioned that about that one. That's what, they're both the same. They're both 80cc Moto 4s. This one, I got it from my neighbor, actually. He had it in his backyard. It had, all the tires were flat, actually, except for one. It had one good tire. And it didn't run. So, I got it, and I actually took the wheels off of this one, the wheels and tires, and put them on here, so I could ride this one for a while. So, at one point during the winter, I only had one of these to ride. Then in about March, I ordered new tubes for these tires, and I got this one all tubed up with the old tires that I took off of it and put it on this one, and I got it so they both have good tires on them, so they're both rideable, so I can ride with other people. Now this one is in excellent condition. It's all original. It's not been repainted. You can see even the original stickers on here. Look at that. When's the last time you've seen a sticker on a piece of outdoor equipment from 1985 that looked that good? It's a little dirty right now, but it is just in phenomenal condition. Very few scratches. It almost like, I don't know, sometimes I don't like riding it in certain areas because I feel like I'm going to scratch it and stuff. So, and you can even see, you look at the frame on it, you can see it's got all the factory paint, no rust. Actually, I think I'll tip it up. There, you can see the bottom side. Super good shape. Now this one's pretty good. It does have a little bit of rust, like down here, and these bars on the front and back are pretty dented on this one. This one looks like it hit a tree or something. These ones are in good shape. So this one, when I got it, the day I got it, I took apart the carburetor and cleaned it, and I got this one running. Now the thing is, it does have a bad CDI module, so sometimes you have to knock on it when you start it to get it to spark. I can start this one up because the electric start works. Now, this is really weird. When I went to start it first time, I noticed that the internal mechanism for the ignition switch is missing for the key. So you can see I can stick my finger in here. So what I did was I made this key that I keep right here in the handlebar out of a piece of wire. And this fits in here. And you reach in and find the mechanism and turn it on, and there you can see it's on. I'll go ahead and start it up. starts right up every time. And it's pretty warm today. It's about 83 degrees, so I didn't have to do anything with the CDI. Now, this one had an exhaust leak pretty bad when I got it. I kind of fixed it a little bit, I guess, but I'll talk about that when I shut it off here. I'll rev it up, so you can hear how it sounds. Sounds pretty good for a little 80cc. So about the exhaust. The exhaust was completely rusted out along the whole bottom side. So I actually took it off and I took a coffee can and some hose clamps and some aluminum foil and I made a muffler patch for it. And it works pretty well. It does, it did fail a little bit right up, I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Let's see, yeah, you can kind of see it right here. You can see that little rust hole right there where it kind of failed a little bit, but it's still pretty quiet. Yeah, and it just sounds really good too. This one actually sounds kind of wimpy in my opinion. You know what, I'll try and start this one up so you can hear it. Like I said, I'm going to have to push start it. See if I can do this one-handed. Alright, let's see. Let's see. See if I can do it this way. Oh, almost. There we go. As you can see, it's pretty easy to push start. So yeah, they both run very good, and I don't know, I mean, I'm a little over 6 feet tall. I'm just about 6'1", and I am pretty cramped when I sit on these things. As you can see, my knees are almost to the handlebars, and sometimes when I turn, my knees hit the handlebars. But I can make it work, and they really are just a blast to drive. This one I've clocked it with a GPS speedometer at 40 miles per hour was my top speed. And I think that's really impressive for a little 80cc four-wheeler. Now, this one might be a little slower because the tires are a little bit smaller on it, but it's pretty quick too. But yeah, that's about all I can say about these things. They're awesome. They're a lot of fun. I've gone on like 3-hour trail rides before, several times with this one. I've never taken, actually no, I have taken that one on a trail ride twice, and it did really good. And this one, like I said, it's been ridden a little more. But yeah, those are my two Yamahas. Now I figured I'd show you this too. This is my new toy. I just got this about a week and a half ago. It's a 2001 Suzuki King Quad 4-wheel drive 300cc. So I got it for $500 with a slipping clutch. And down here, I don't know, I can try to show you. There's a little bolt, you can see it right here. That comes off, and underneath there's another adjustment bolt for the clutch that you can try and tighten to make the clutch stop slipping. I tried that, and the clutch is just too far gone, so I've got a replacement clutch coming that I'm gonna install in here. And this should be pretty fun too. Of course, this definitely doesn't replace these. You cannot replace the kind of fun you have on something like this.